Remember this scene from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly?
I got a good sense of where I'm going. Tuco has taken you this far. I will take you all the way to hell.
A comedic moment, of course, but if you think about it, and not even that much, how could these two skilled gunslingers not have seen those soldiers? It doesn't even look like they bothered to hide, and a second later they're brought to their huge bivouac, located a grand total of 12 feet to their exposed left. They were basically hiking right next to a military camp and got surprised when 5 soldiers took a couple steps to greet them. I love this part. So did Roger Ebert, it seems, who wrote the following words about this great western. Sergio Leone established a rule that he follows throughout The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. The rule is that the ability to see is limited by the sides of the frame. At important moments in the film, what the camera cannot see, the characters cannot see. And that gives Leone the freedom to surprise us with entrances that cannot be explained by the practical geography of his shots. This is a film of vast open areas, but characters can't see one another before entering the frame. Right in the beginning, 3 bounty hunters capture Tuco in wide shots. Then Blondie materializes from behind the camera.
But you don't look like the one who collected.
Surprising them all, even the ones who were facing his direction. And even more impressively, when Tuco and Blondie are digging for the gold in the final sequence, Angel Eyes throws his shovel from behind the camera, shocking our greedy heroes who fail to see or hear his approach, by foot and by horse. Maybe you should squint a little less, Clint. Jokes aside, in this film Leone flaunts a powerful weapon of cinematic narration, the use of off-screen space. This is a big subject in film studies and it's been analyzed from every side. Noel Birch's theory of film practice might have been the best shot, as much as the own author hates it now. Seriously, the book's got a foreword lambasting itself. It's hilarious.
I'm unstoppable!
We could talk many different things about off-screen space.
I don't know how you did that.
Such as how you can hide an important element from the camera for a while to make a joke.
Phil!
That came in so fast I didn't know where to go.
But I want to talk about the Leone case, when, to give the audience a surprise, characters don't see something that, logically, real life logically speaking, they should see. But we don't, so they don't. In The Fellowship of the Ring, Peter Jackson recreates the same gag from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, using, of course, close-ups.
I have the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox.
I'm sure there's a bunch of nerds in the comment section ready to hammer about the lore of elven cloaks and the texture of Mirkwood flora and whatnot, but spare your hymens. That's not important at all. Ever. What matters is we can see the elves, so the characters can't see the elves. And that's a wonderful thing. It makes cinematic sense.
Kitty, you scared me.
I'm going to show more examples of this use of semi-non-existent off-screen space.
Marcy! Oh, you scared me too.
And it might sound like I'm doing that kind of cinema sins nitpicking. I'm not. I'm admiring how easily we can fall prey to this type of cinematic illusion. If I'm laughing, it's because overthinking the nature of the inherent contradictions of filmic space is fun. And if you enjoy this type of video, like and subscribe. It will help you get more. Don't keep your support off screen. I'm also on Patreon. Moving on. Here's a director everybody loves, Jackie Chan. In this scene from Armor of God, Jackie and his friend non-German readingly enter this huge house and... Now, how in the world did they fail to notice 24 dogs? Jackie has just looked foreground left and 2 seconds later, this man who can barely hold back 3 angry hounds is close enough to touch his shoulder. Jackie, pay attention! And why were the dogs dead silent before? What, they were holding back their barks for a dramatic reveal? Here's the Banshees of Inisherin. We follow Siobhan self-consciously walking to the left. At this moment, something off-screen grabs her attention. The camera turns to reveal it's her brother returning home in defeat.
Are we going for a sherry?
Don't feel like it.
Now look at the openness of this goddamn island. This here basically was Siobhan's view during her walk. Do you expect me to believe it took her this long to notice her brother approaching? Because I do.
No! I'm not having this again today!
What about the final scene from Dario Argento's Phenomena? Young Jennifer Connelly sees her friendly lawyer approaching.
Jennifer? Thank God.
His head gets sliced off mid-run. It's the angry villain with one of those hyper-sharp metal things. Turns out she managed to cover this area here silently and invisibly. None of our good guys could even guess she was within beheading distance. Then it looks like she ducked to dramatically pop into the frame. There's no need for real-life logic, it's all cinema, all good. And don't worry about our dear Jennifer. She'll get saved by a chimpanzee with a razor blade. So, here's a similar example of the less demonetizable kind. In John Ford's predictably terrific The Wings of Eagles, John Wayne is celebrating with his friends from the Navy. The rivals from the army arrive in the other room to raise a ruckus. Duke makes a speech, a soldier picks up the cake behind the screen some 5 steps from him, and as he speaks,
if it hadn't been for the cooperation and the teamwork...
a truly unattentive pack of aviators. You'd think at least one of these guys would notice anything. Well, you gotta have that row. On another subject, people don't say this nearly enough, but one of the greatest comedy directors of all time was John Ford.
Holy. Hey! Let's quit, we're even.
Time for my favorite example, from my favorite Anthony Mann film, Reign of Terror, a super stylized film noir set in the French Revolution. I wish there were more films like this. Our heroes enter from the background to meet the foreground character.
Lambert.
Ah, come on! Come on! No! No, there's no way they didn't see that knife on his back! They came from the back! How scuro is John Alton's chiaroscuro? You can't fool me, Anthony Mann, I see the backlight. They 100% should have seen that knife. This makes no sense. God damn, I love this shot. It's so full, so dramatic, so, that word gets overused, but so cinematic. It can only exist in cinema. If we don't see the knife, the characters don't see the knife.
Exciting enough for you, Citizen Duval?
In Jules Dassin's Night in the City, on the other hand, this woman can be forgiven for not noticing she's meeting a dead guy. There's no shiny knife sticking out.
Bill, give me another chance.
But still, I believe she should have noticed the crazy hag sitting in clear lighting right next to her.
Another right to this bottle, see?
Whoever is trying to rationalize how if Neptune and Mars align just right, a normal person could potentially fail to have the peripheral vision and overall hearing to fit in these situations in real life, that viewer is playing the wrong game. The only rule is that of the story and the image. This video is meant to show the enormous freedom that movies have to control, bend and ignore off-screen space and still make sense. The frame is the one true king.
That pencil-pushing scazwag! Why, if she were here, I'd... Oh, is she behind me?
No, I'm in front of you.
I hope you had fun. And have you got any more examples? I'd love to hear. Thank you for watching.